cover.
Heavenly Father, we ask you blessings on this Memorial Day ceremony. Bless the ceremony we are about to undertake today. Honor the member, my comrade, who has given the last 4 days. And all these veterans and loved ones, who are everlasting care. Today we begin a noble journey. Rise to serve the memory of our comrades who have given their lives for our country, and those who are still in battle. As I mentioned last year, I remember my high school classmate, Lieutenant Henry USA, shot down from Vietnam, over the border. Captain I also remember another teammate, Lieutenant Ed Clark, who was also shot down to this day, still MIA. I still wear the POW MIA bracelet. I will never forget. Right. May the road rise to you. May the wind be always at your back. The sunshine warm upon your face. Rain fall softly on your feet. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Safe home.
Thank you. We now have the national anthem.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Candace. Okay, we're just going to have a couple of speakers before we have our briefing from our road captain and we head off to the Pentagon. Before we move into our speakers, we have a couple of special people here today, and so I don't not recognize somebody. Do we have any other Gold Star families in the audience besides the Lammies and Venturas? Lammies have come up from southern Georgia to be with us, and we want to honor their sacrifice and their son and thank them for what they've all done for us. And we also have the Venturas. Are you here? Saw you somewhere. The Venturas are here from New York. Thank you so much. Long Island, I'm sorry, it's Long Island. But thank you so much for being here. In honor of your sacrifice, we'd like to ask our national anthem singer, our bugler, also play taps. So if you could please stand at attention. Salute. Thank you. You're always welcome at 177 and in Virginia. Venturas, Lammies, God bless you, and please, anytime, you're welcome here. Now I'd like to have a few words from Dan Dillinger. Dan's from Virginia, past department commander. He's now the leading candidate for national commander, and at this convention, we hope that Dan's going to be elected national commander. Dan?
Thank you, Bob. First of all, I'd like to thank Bob and Post 177 for hosting this great event this weekend. I think we all need to give him a big round of applause. Good morning. It's great being back with you all again this year. What a great day for a ride. But this weekend has been special. But it's not about the beaches. It's not about mall sales. It's not about picnics. It's about remembrance. It's remembering those that, the men and women, 1,322,000 that have died in defense of our great country. And it's about, especially today as you ride, as we remember those POW and MIA, and let them know and their families know that they'll never be forgotten. And then, of course, there are the families, those ones that are left behind, the fathers, mothers, brothers, daughters, the wives, and husbands, and the children. Let them know that we are here for them always. We'll always be there in memory of those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our great country. So with that, ride safe today in your ride back home. And may God bless our troops, God bless the families, and God bless our great country. Thank you.
Next speaker before we have our saluting Marine is George Lucier. George is the National Executive Committeeman from Virginia, the National, and he is also the advisor for the riders in Virginia.
I have the privilege of bringing you greetings from our department commander, Mike Kelly, who is otherwise busy in the department. But I would just like to say to the Gold Star families, including Marine grandmother, every one of you who rode here from near and far and are going to take part in this great ride to let the people in our nation's capital know that we will not rest until our comrades are accounted for. I'd like to welcome you to Virginia. I ask you to be patient in your ride safe, and we look forward to seeing you here again next year and every year until all of our comrades are accounted for. Thank you for joining me.
We're honored this year to have Tim Chambers with us. We reached out to him a couple of months ago, and he immediately said yes, he'd be here. He's been here all weekend with his mom and his grandma, and we'd like to welcome him and ask him for a few words. Dr. Chambers.
why do I salute, or how can I make it, how can I hold that salute that way. Our country has been answering the call for many generations. And I think about that, a few hours, just nothing in comparison. I think we're all a little bit guilty of forgetting from time to time. That smacked me right in the face this morning as I was getting this uniform prepared. I forgot to put this other Eagle of Anchor up on my collar so I could be wearing this in front of you. I have it in the hotel, but I forgot to put that up there. So that's why I have this in my hand to show you that I am guilty of forgetting. And then I meet families that have sacrificed their loved ones, like the Laramies, Venturas. They raised a son that laid down his life in the defense of others. That's a true testament upon the love that they displayed as parents to their son. You ride for those who can't, and you remember for those who won't. Your presence does not allow them to forget. So that's why I jumped at the opportunity to break bread with my fellow veterans and the family members. I will hold my salute in honor of you. There's a lot we need to do. There's a lot we need to do for the families that have been left behind. There's a lot we need to do for those that were not loved when they came home. And I want to let you know, Korean War veterans, Vietnam vets, I've spoken to the men you were sent to protect, the men and women, and they remember you as their hero. I hope you can accept my salute as a long overdue apology from a once and grateful nation, and welcome home. Thank you.
Before I hand this off to the road captain, I wanted to thank Dan for thanking our post, but really I had a very small or maybe a minuscule part in this. The chapter, the post family, the auxiliary, the sons, our legionnaires, everybody was involved in this. Mike Nicholas and Brad Watkins sort of headed it up, but they got the whole post involved. So what you see here is the effort of many, so we can all remember. So thank you very much for being here. Jeremy Bird, the road captain, is going to tell you about how we're going to get over to the bikes and how we're getting to the Pentagon.
All right, good morning, everybody. Everybody hear me? Yes, sir. I didn't know if this was working or not. It's kind of coming in and out. Welcome, everybody, first of all. In a few minutes here, we're going to head back over to our bikes. Real briefly, I'll go down the route. We'll head out down the road. We'll have police support out until we get on to 66, which is the main highway we're going to be going on down there. Once we get on to 66, we'll be on our own. We're going to get on to 66, and we're going to hit the first lane, or the second lane from the left. We're going to hit the second lane from the left. Once we get on the road, we're going to stay there. I shut it off. If you can't hear, squeeze in, please. All right, is this better?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So I got a big mouth. All right, so once we get on the main highway, we're going to hit our lane, and we're going to stay in that lane until almost all the way down there. The one caution that I will give you without going through every step of our route is Virginia drivers cannot drive. All right? I cautioned everybody throughout the weekend, they will not watch for you. They will cut in front of you, and they will cut you off the road. All right? There have been a number of bikes hit this weekend. We've had at least one, if not multiple, fatalities. Make sure you are watching for the cars around you because they will not watch for you. All right? That's the biggest point. Once we get down there, we are going to attempt at best that we can to go directly to North Parking. The only thing that will divert us from that are the Pentagon Police or Arlington's Finest once we get down there. I know if you rode with us last year, we had some issues and we got to South Parking. We're going to avoid that at all costs this year. Before I forget, I want to also give a round of applause for the Virginia Defense Force who are out here doing some traffic control for us. They're out here on their own. And then also Grady Wilson is one of our former riders who's since moved away to retire to the better villages. So anyway, he's here and he's coordinating the police escort for us so we can get out of here safely and avoid some traffic lights. So thank you, Grady, and the folks here. Final comment before we get on. We actually have 3 folks that we would like to see if we can get trikes if possible, some additional riders. We've got the national videographer. We have one of our national women here, Holly, and then an additional
Mark Seavey.
Mark Seavey. So if you'd be willing to volunteer your back seat if you have a trike or other, we'd appreciate that if you just come up here and we'd link you up with them or whatnot. All right. Thank you. Ride safe. Ride loud. Thanks.
Okay. John, you got it. Take it over.
Hey!